per year. If you compare it with the more affluent barangays in this country, I will tell you, Barangay Dasmariñas, Barangay Magallanes, Barangay Forbes Park, kung saan nakatira ang ating chairman. Ay, hindi yata. Barangay La Vista, Ayala Heights, Ayala Alabang, White Plains, Katiklan, Barangay Capitolio, Barangay Holy Spirit. I can continue on and on. Itong mga ito, siguro 300 million to close to billions. Pagkatapos ikukumpara mo sa, let's say, sabihin mo na average is 5 million. Anong magagawa ng isang barangay? Kaya nga, itong aking bill na to intends to strengthen the barangay by acquiring more funds. Hindi necessarily yung sa nata lang. Isipin ninyo, Mr. Chair, do you know the average honorarium that a barangay captain receives per month? Average. What is your data?
Thank you, Mr. Chair, Your Honor. Our data representing about 87% of all submissions from the 42,011 barangays would peg
87%.
of the submissions po.
Ako may 100% ako.
Yeah.
Kaya alam ko kung ano yung average. So ano yung sa record mo?
The average monthly honorarium of a punong barangay in the Philippines is about 13,159 pesos monthly.
Mali yun sa'yo.
Honor.
Sa akin is only 8,000 pesos per month. Yun ang average po nationwide. 8,000 pesos, Mr. Chair, is the salary of our kasambahay in Manila. Totoo po ito. So parang kasambahay na lamang po. Ang responsibility ng barangay captain, Mr. Chair, 24/7. Tama? Overwork, underpaid, sabi nila. They're the first responder. Siya lang frontliner. All national governments palaging inilalatag sa barangay. Ninakaw yung kalabaw si barangay. Nagawa yung kapitbahay si barangay. Nawala yung pusa ni ganito si barangay. Pero 8,000 pesos is the national average ng honorarium. Kaya po hindi talaga, kung talagang binabalak nyo na ayusin natin, yung barangay ang unahin natin. Alam mo, Mr. Chair, ang balak ko pa nga rito, ewan ko kung ganito rin ang iniisip ninyo. Palagay nyo na lang ang population natin ngayon, 115 million Pilipinos. Budgetan natin ang barangay conforme sa dami ng population niya. Kung halimbawa isang barangay, 5,000 ang kanyang residents, 1,000 ang isang head. So halimbawa, 115 million population, 115 bilang yun. Pwede natin i-distribute, Mr. Chair, per head. Makikita mo ngayon yung equitable distribution ng budget. Kung sino yung pinakamaraming tao, mas marami siyang maliban, mapuwera na yung nata kasi, siyempre, iba naman kasi yung configuration ng nata ninyo eh. Kailangan po nating bigyan ng pagkakataon yung mga maliliit na barangay, lalo na po yung mga barangay na nasa 4th class, 5th class, and even 6th class municipalities. Wala po silang insurance. Wala silang SSS. Wala silang GSIS. Do you know the average honorarium of a barangay tanod nationwide? Dapat kabisado niya yan. Ako, kabisado ko eh.
Based on our data, the average honorarium of a barangay tanod in the Philippines is about
based on your 87% submission again.
It's about 73% or 0.86% submission.
Bumaba pa ng konti.
The average, Your Honor, is about 1,590.
Tumama ka dyan. Isip-isipin mo naman. 1,000 pesos 1,500 pesos per month. Minsan, alam mo, Mr. Chair, tinanong ko yung kapitan, Kapitan, did you have the privilege or opportunity to witness, for example, your barangay tanod handing to his wife the monthly honorarium? Mr. Chairman, inaabot nung sa kanyang asawa. Tiningnan mo ba ako yung itsura ng asawa mo habang inaabot mo yung 1,500 na honorarium mo? Opo. Ano ang itsura niya? Nakangiwi po. Ba't di ka mapapangiwi sa 1,000? Tingnan mo. Madam Jessica D. Ito ay kakilala ko. Siya yung presidente ng lahat ng kapitan sa buong Pilipinas. Ang asawa niya ay colleague ko sa... Kumusta na si... Mayor na ba siya o congressman pa rin? Mayor ano? Ano po ang may bibigay niya sa pamilya niya? 1,500. Do you know the honorarium of the member of Lupon Tagapamayapa? Ayan, maiiyak ka na dyan.
Mr. Chair, thank you very much. The average honorarium of a Lupon Tagapamayapa member is about 1,027 pesos
Ay, mali ka.
per month.
Maling-mali yan. The average is 300 pesos. Paano makakapamayapa? Alam mo, Mr. Chair, sa Maynila, kasi ako nagtatanong po isang barangay sa Maynila, sa unang pagkakataon nabigla ko, kasi ang binanggit niya ay, magkano po honorarium ng inyong 1,000 pesos po, nabigla ko. Napakaswerte ka ako ng ano nyo. Ngayon lang ako nakarinig, 1,000 pesos pala ang honorarium ng isang miyembro ng Lupon Tagapamayapa. Sir, 1 year po yun. Sabi niya sa akin. Ibig sabihin, 3 piso sa loob ng isang araw. Sinong mapapayapa mong isang komunidad? Ito po yung tingnan natin, Mr. Chair. Minomonitor nyo kaya medyo nagsisintimiento ng chairman natin. 2012. Kupong-kupong pa yan Ang pinagtutunan yung pansin, Magna Carta. Titingnan po niyo yung Magna Carta. Walang sinasabing karagdagang benefit ng barangay kung pag-uusapan kung saan tayo kukuha ng additional funding aside from Denata. Wala po sa Magna Carta yan Pero ako pong gusto kong pagkukulan ng pansin, bigyan natin ng mas maraming pondo. Kamukha ng mga departamentong hindi naman nagagamit ang kanilang budget. Alam ng ating chairman yan, ang absorptive capacity, bibigyan mo ng 100%, ang magagamit niya lang 25%. Ibigay lahat sa barangay yan para umusad sila. Pwede po bang isama niyo yung barangay ko sa inyong pinag-uukulang? Nakakasama ng loob, Mr. Chen, hindi man lang nabigyan ng pansin yung napakaganda ng aking nung aking bill ma'am?
Angela po.
Assistant Director
Yes, sir.
Maria Angela, ano yung apelyido ma'am?
Sir.
Sensya na po kayo, medyo malabo na po yung
Okay,
mata ko.
sir.
Di
Yes,
bale,
sir.
kabisado po kayong lahat ni Chairman. Patatawag po kayong lahat.
Yes, sir. We will consider po. We will
Anyway,
include.
given the manifestation of Senator Marcoleta, we are including his bill, Senate Bill number 65, in the agenda of this hearing this morning. And we are requesting our resource persons to also submit their position papers with regard to this, with regard to the bill of Senator Marcoleta. Barangay Affairs and Development Commission Act. Ito yung bill ni Senator Marcoleta.
Maraming salamat, Mr. Chair. Kaya kahit na hindi ako member dito, talagang pinagsikapan kong samahan kita rito dahil alam ko nag-iisa ka lang.
Maraming salamat, pero hindi po ako nakatira sa Forbes Park. Anyway, nabasa ko dito yung mga duties and responsibilities ng barangay tanod, no? Napakalaki pala ng kanilang mga responsibilidad. At At ang sinabi nyo kanina, 1,500 lang ang kanilang honorarium kada taon. Monthly. Monthly. Sa lahat ba, uniform ban? Average lang. So yung sa mga mayayaman na barangay, like yung mga minention ni Senator Marcoleta, magkano tinatanggap? If you know.
May 30 mil, Mr. Chair. 35,000. Ganun kalalaki. Barangay.
Barangay Tanod,
May
35.
honorarium
Ano?
ng barangay kapitan.
May,
No.
really no?
Sa Tanod po, like po yung isang barangay po namin sa Wakwak, may nagre-receive po ng 10 to 15,000 po. Depende po kasi sa budget po ng barangay.
Yes, so honorarium.
Yes po, Mr. Chair.
Kada barangay Tanod.
Yes po.
Alright. Doon sa mga maliit na barangay, yung mga sa remote provinces, yung pinakamaliit na honorarium na tatanggap nila.
Mas bakit sir, kaya pa 800 pesos
800.
per month po.
Anong
Plus,
fifth class municipality? As low as 800.
as low as 800 pesos per month po. And ang pinakamalaki doon so far sa Masbate is 1.5 per month. Yun po ang pinakamalaki.
Napakaliit. Depende naman sa budget yan. Kasi nung binasa ko yung mga ang papel na ginagampanan ng Barangay Tanod, napakalawak kasi. Tsaka binubuwis nila ka ng buhay rito. No? Siyempre, naging mayor ko, kaya alam ko yan. Pero siguro, pwede natin siguro doon sa susunod na, sa ating mga panukalang batas, no, pwede siguro natin dagdagan yung honorarium ng ating mga barangay tanods. May insurance ba ito?
Wala po.
Wala pa rin
Wala
insurance?
po insurance, Mr. Chair. Wala po.
Mr. Chair, ako, meron na ikukwento. Dahil nag-i-interview po ako doon sa isang program ko eh. Nagkataon po magkatabi yung dalawang kapitan. Yung isa po ay dito sa may gilid ng White Plains. Ang kanyang barangay, nagkataon pinakamaliit ang area kasi mga 8 barangay po ang akin ni-interview per program. Yung isa po ay galing sa Tanay. Ang laki po ng kanyang land area. Siguro, basta siyang pinakamalaki yung araw na yon. Tinanong ko siya kung magkano po yung honorarium. 7,000 pesos per month. Sa lawak po ng kanyang nasasakupan na barangay sa Tanay. Pagkatapos tinanong ko po yung kapitana na nandyan sa gilid ng White Plains. Ang liit lang ng kanyang nasasakupan. Pero ang kanyang sinasahod, nung tanungin ko siya, magkano naman kapitana ang sinasahod mo? 29,000 pesos po. Alam mo nangyari, Chairman? Nahulog sa upuan yung taga-Tanay eh. Totoo pong nangyari kasi nasa gilid eh. 7,000, napakalaki po ng kanyang nasasakupan. Itong isa, dahil napakalaki ng nata niya siguro, 29,000 pesos per month. Nasaan po yung equity doon? Nasaan po yung justisya doon? Pareho naman po yung trabaho nila 24/7. Malawak pa nga yung kanyang binabantayan, kaya po yung tanod niya dapat 25 yung ang tanod niya sa lawak po ng nasasakupan niya. 500, 800 pesos lang yung tanod niya. Samantalang yung sa White Plains, 11,000, 12,000 pesos per month. Yan po yung disparity. Yung disparity talaga nandun ang injustice. It's po sana yung matutukan natin kasi ang barangay po sabi ko nga na kanina, first responder, frontliner, sila po yung unang tumatanggap ng mga national programs na pinalalatag po ng gobyerno. Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Thank you, Senator Marcoleta. Okay, the local government code also provides our barangay officials benefits like Christmas bonus, insurance coverages, free medical care, and exemption from paying tuition fees for their legitimate children and appropriate civil service eligibility. May we know how these provisions are currently implemented?
Thank you very much, Mr. Chair. the DILG continuously monitor the provision of these benefits under Section 393 of the local
Nasusunod ba ito?
Some barangays po
Well,
would
doing some barangays. Sino yung mga hindi sumusunod dito? How many percent ang sumusunod? Or how many percent ang hindi sumusunod?
Thank you very much, Mr. Chair. In most cases, because about 83% of all 42,000 barangays would have an average of 1 to 5 million. That's about 35 million barangays would only have that much national tax allocation, and most of these barangays are those that cannot provide all the benefits as provided for by the law, Mr. Chair. Thank you very much.
Dahil sa kakulangan ng pondo.
Yes po.
Yung tama po yung data ng DILG. Pwede rin pong tanongin.
Yes. What can you say, Madam Jessica, dun sa kanyang sinabi?
Thank you po, Mr. Chair. Totoo po yun kasi wala naman po talagang pagkukuhanan. Kung i-divide niyo po, the maximum allowable na PS po per barangay is 55%.
Yeah.
So 55%.
Hindi lang ako sa barangay, pati sa cities,
Yes.
municipalities.
po 55% and then ang ginagastos ng barangay for PS. Madalas nasa mga 40%, 45, ganyan. Dahil wala na rin po silang pang MOOE, yung mga panggastos. So tinitipid din po nila yung sarili nilang mga sweldo para meron pa pong panggastos sa barangay. So yung kaliit-liit po na pondo na natitira doon sa PS po nila, paano pa po nila yung sweldo pa lang, wala na nga po, paano pa po yung benefits? So, kaya nga po, inilalakad po talaga natin yung Magna Carta. Nagpapasalamat po tayo sa inyo po sa inyong mga senators po natin na nag-file for the Magna Carta for barangays. Dahil, ito na lang po yung chance po ng mga karamihan sa barangays po natin na magkaroon pa po ng benepisyo or ng standard na sweldo, makatarungang sweldo para sa kanilang mga gampaning trabaho.
Can you please submit your position paper?
Yes, sir. Yes, Mr. Chair.
Present na ba yung mga League of Provinces, League of Cities, League of Municipalities? Are they present here today? Huh? Position paper. On the way? Saan? Ha? Saan sila on the way? Baka sa house pumunta yun. Okay, if they are not present, if these three heads are not present in today's hearing, if they do not come, maybe we can invite them in the next hearing. And if they do not attend, huwag nila ubusin ang pasensya ko. Okay? What are the other, yung mga other resource persons? Can you please, meron ba kayong presentation? Comelec? Wala. Ha? Sino? Sige, please.
Good morning, Mr. Chair, Your Honors. As far as the Commission on Election is concerned, Your Honor, we fully support these bills on Magna Carta for barangay officials as well as compensation for barangay officials, Your Honor. As we know for a fact that the barangay is the basic political unit. Sila po ang frontliner. Tama yung mga sinabi kanina ni Senator Marcoleta na kahit mga konting problema, barangay ang lalapitan. Kahit sa mga calamities, sila ang lalapitan. And even during elections, sila din ang nilalapitan na just in case nasira ang voting center, nasira ang eskwelahan, barangay officials are there to assist and help the public school teachers, the election officers para may kumpuni or para magbigay ng assistance as far as provisioning of makeshift. May mga instances kami, Your Honors, na nangyayari iyon na magbigay ang barangay officials ng pahiram ng mga tents nila or mga chairs nila just to ensure that elections are conducted on the date of the elections. And not only that, during satellite registration, especially in the barangay or hinterland barangays, our election officers would coordinate with or upon the request of these barangay officials in hinterlands para mapuntahan yung mga kapatid natin na nasa hinterlands for them to register instead of going to the poblacion, to the office of the election officer. Andun po yung mga barangay officials assisting COMELEC in the conduct of registration. So napakahalaga at napakalaki ang role ng mga barangay officials. So nararapat lang talaga na bigyan natin sila ng incentive through these legislations, Your Honors. So as far as COMELEC is concerned, we fully support for these bills and hoping in due time mapapasa ito at magiging batas po ito. Thank you very much, Your Honor.
Thank you, Attorney Elnas. Civil Service? Any representative from Civil Service?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Good morning po, Mr. Chair, Your Honor. On the part of the Civil Service Commission, consistent with its guidance to the House of Representatives as regards the counterpart bill of this bill, the CSC expresses its full support for this Senate bill on the Magna Carta for barangays, as the CSC recognizes for the role of the barangay that it plays in nation building. They serve as a conduit to implement projects of the national government to the communities at the local level. As a matter of fact, barangay officials and employees are responsible for the delivery of basic services to the people. They work 7 days and for more than 40 hours a week. So in fact, there are instances when their work needs them even during unholy hours. So their services deserve to be recognized through compensation and benefits. So the CSC again fully supports the proposal for this Magna Carta and providing barangay officials and employees fixed and appropriate compensation that can provide them decent living and support for their families, as well as health and social security benefits which are afforded to other government employees. That's all, Mr. Chair. Thank you.
Thank you, Director Sheila, for the Civil Service Commission. What about the representative of Department of Finance?
Your Honor, the Department of Finance, as regards the Magna Carta for barangay health workers, recognizes the intent to grant barangay officials regular government employee status with fixed salaries, benefits, and continuous training while ensuring the provision of essential services and infrastructure in every barangay. However, we have reservations on some provisions of the proposal, Your Honor.
Ano yun, tungkol sa pera?
Yes, Your Honor. Your Honor, on the automatic release of shares from the National Tax Collection, we in the DOF we find it no longer necessary since Section 286A of RA 7160 or our local government code as amended already mandates that each local government unit's share shall be released directly to the provincial, municipal, or barangay treasurer within 5 days after each quarter without need for further action and free from any lien or holdback by the national government. Also, Your Honor, sa pera pa rin po, on the mandatory share of barangays. The mandatory share of barangays from all taxes collected from real properties, except for the SCF, is already provided under Section 271 and 274 of the Local Government Code. Although I was discussing here a while ago with our colleague from the Bureau of Local Government Finance, I think they have a different reason for the mandatory share of barangays, because I think some versions of the bill states is not only referring to real property taxes but to all taxes. So they have we will consolidate our positions with our Bureau of Treasury and Bureau of Local Government and Finance.
Can you please submit your position paper?
Yes, Your Honor.
After the holidays na? After the holidays na?
Thank you, Your Honor.
Yeah, may.
Mr. Chair, Your Honors, may nakalimutan na ako sabihin kanina, Your Honors. Now, I would like to inform this honorable body that as of now, out of 336,008 SK positions, mayroon tayong vacant positions na 2,119. Ang reason dito po is walang nag-file ng certificate of candidacy, walang kandidato, and some did not assume. So with these bills, Your Honor, giving incentive and fixed compensation, this might entice, this might encourage our young people to file their candidacy, participate in the elections, and assume as SK officials, Your Honor. So malaking
What
bagay
are
po
these
ito.
barangays who were not represented by the Sangguniang Kabataan?
We will submit, Your Honor, if necessary. If
Ito sa
Your
Metro
Honor.
Manila, not in Metro Manila. I'm sure it's not in Metro Manila.
It's not in Metro Manila, Your Honor. Nasa mga
Visayas, Mindanao.
Yes, Your Honor.
Luzon, wala.
We will
Meron
check
din.
our records,
Yes.
Your Honor.
Please submit it to
Yes,
the
Your Honor.
committee.
And pangalawa po, Your Honor, is that under Bill number 1115, sponsored by Senator Gatchalian, it speaks of term of office, which is 5 years. Unfortunately, as of now, we have Republic Act 1223, which fixes the term of 4 years. So magiging
You already passed that
amendment.
law. Diba?
This will amend if maipasa ito, kung na-consolidate ito lahat, will this amend the term of office provided under Republic Act 1223, which is 4 years, Your Honors. Thank you po.
Thank you, Attorney Elnas. DBM?
Good morning, Mr. Chair, Your Honors, and to everyone present in this meeting. Regarding po the bills, we recognize po the intention of the bills. However, we respectfully recommend further study of the bills to consider po the effects. First of all po, if the barangay officials will be considered as government employees already, then it will have to comply with the qualification standards po. And of course, the capacity of the LGUs to grant their salaries and benefits. Currently po, we have a list of authorized benefits, and of course, considering the local autonomy of the LGUs, then the funds should be sourced from their respective local government funds, Your Honors. And among other issues as well, with the economic team and the funding for the local governments. Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Thank you. One of the factors to consider is the funding source. No? During the public hearing kasi of the committee during the 19th Congress, DBM estimated the funding requirements for proposed fixed salaries of barangay officials and personnel at 330.13 billion. No estimate was made in 2019. No? Does the DBM have a more recent estimate on the expected budgetary impact of this measure?
At the moment, Mr. Chair, wala pa po kasi we also note kung ano po ba yung magiging structure ng barangay. Kasi at the moment po kasi sa ating iOS, konti pa lang po yung fixed na barangay officials. So kung madadagdagan po siya, magde-depend po yung ating estimates on that.
Okay. Basta mag-submit na lang kayo ng inyong position paper with regard to this ha.
Noted po, Mr. Chair. Thank you po.
Okay. GSIS?
Good morning, Mr. Chair.
Yeah.
And on behalf of our PGM, we thank you for inviting GSIS to share our thoughts on the pending bills. Actually, the GSS has been attending deliberations of the barangay bills since the 18th Congress. And as far as I'll just concentrate on the aspect of compensation, retirement benefits, and funding. Before the rationale of this Magna Carta bills for barangay bills is in order to give barangay officials coverage sa GSIS and retirement benefits. Now, we have been emphasizing even before that the only way, the quickest way of having retirement benefits or these barangay officials covered by GSIS is to change the form of compensation to one of fixed salary and compensation instead of a honorarium basis, because under GSIS law, if you're paid honoraria based on honorarium basis, you are not covered by GSIS. However, if you now become a fixed salary officers, you will be covered by GSIS. So I'm glad. I haven't read the whole bill, but browsing some of it, including the one by the honorable chair, it grants a salary, a fixed salary, and an SG, or I think equivalent of the sanggunian, and that's good enough. That will be the basis for the barangay officials to be covered by GSIS if ever they wish, no. Because unlike before, honoraria, which is iba't ibang amount, as stated earlier, this time it has a fixed SG, whether SG basis or based on other local government officials. So that's one thing that will surely resolve the issue on coverage on GSIS retirement benefits. Secondly, I saw some bills granting retirement benefits on a special law, parang special law basis. That could be done, but to avoid any issue about transition on budgetary requirements, since they are not contributing members before, it is best that the budgetary requirements will come from the GAA. And I'm glad that most of the bills provides for budgetary requirements from the GAA. So again, that will resolve a lot of issues about non-contributing members before. Finally, I saw one bill, granting retirement benefits to barangay officials after serving 3 consecutive terms or 9 years. That could be done. Again, ang gagawin dyan is they will be covered under special law, just like the prosecutors, and then the budgetary requirements, again, will come from the GAA. So, in fine, if the budgetary requirements will come from GAA as proposed by the DILG, then that will be fine for GSIS, no? And so far as retirement benefits is concerned. But ang pinakamaganda dito, I hope Congress will pass, kasi I saw some bills kasi granting honoraria. I hope it will be reconciled such that it will be a fixed salary compensation basis instead of honoraria. We do away with honoraria, then grant the compensation, fixed salary compensation to all barangay officials. That will be the best way siguro. So we will submit our official position paper here.
All right. Under Section 522 of the Local Government Code, the GSIS is mandated to establish and administer an appropriate system under which the punong barangay, members of the Sangguniang Barangay, the secretary, treasurer, and tanod shall enjoy insurance coverage. May we get the updates from the GSIS about this, Attorney?
Thank you, Your Honor. I was supposed to mention that. Actually, I think that's the BOIF, or the Barangay Official Insurance Fund. Unfortunately, Your Honor, I hope the DBM can also shed light on this, because since 1995, it has remained unfunded. In fact, it has already eaten up some of the budget ng GSIS. Hindi na yan na-funded from the GAA. Kaya hindi na rin.
So magkano na shell out nyo dito?
I'll update the figure, but as of 2022, I think it's 1 billion na yata. 1 billion the unfunded portion, and GSIS shell out a substantial amount of it.
Magkano yung substantial amount?
Let me check. As of November 30, 2022, the total premium receivables from DBM amounted to 1,221,000, including interest of AA about 800 plus million.
Kasi
I think,
yung position paper ng GSIS noong December 3 years ago. Ang sinabi nyo, the national government has been delinquent in remitting the required premium contributions to the Barangay Officials Insurance Fund since 1995.
Yes.
Ganun ba katagal?
Yes, based on our records, Your Honor.
And that the national government has not settled the unpaid premium contributions despite due notice given by the GSIS. Totoo ba yun, ano? Sino makakasagot ito, DBM? And as of November 30th, 2022, total premium receivables from DBM amount to at least 1.2 billion pesos. Bakit hindi nyo binabayaran ng GSIS?
Good morning again, Mr. Chair. I will check po with our operations group. I think we are aware of that issue. I-double check ko lang po yung latest status on our end.
Since 1995, so that's 30 years ago. 30 years na kayo hindi nagbabayad. Ganun ba?
I think we have coordination po with GSIS, but we will update po the committee on the latest status, Mr. Chair.
And the GSIS suspended payment of claims for benefits in November 2001 due to the fact that the Barangay Officials Insurance Fund no longer has the funds to pay out the claims and benefits to the concerned barangay officials. Tama ba? Is my information correct? GSIS, is my information correct?
Mr. Chair, we'll discuss this with BDM because to be fair, I think most of us here are still, I'm still a first year law student during 1995. So it might have, yun, baka talagang 1995 hindi na tumitigil ang pagbayad nito, even the funding from GAA. But I'm not sure if Congress has appropriated a separate funding na hindi dumadaan sa GSIS. That I think DBM can enlighten on us. Because in several hearings before sa House of